Hey, I have a question for you today. How fast can you run? Yep. How fast can you run? Well, how high can you jump? Well, did you ever hear this about Jack? Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jumped over the candlestick. Well, now I don't know Jack, but he sounds like he's quite the athlete, don't you think? Actually, Jack Be Nimble is another one of those traditional rhymes that came from England in the 18th century. The origin of the Jack Be Nimble rhyme is mostly related to the famous English pirate, Black Jack, who lived in the late 16th century, and Black Jack always seemed to escape from the authorities. So, Jack was able to get away. He was nimble. That's where that part came from. But what does that have to do with jumping over a candlestick? Well, apparently, jumping over candlesticks, or candle leaping as it was known, was a traditional sport in England at one time. And it was mostly done in the markets or at fairs. If you could jump over a candle without knocking out the flame, then that was a good luck sign. Well, now I'm not sure if it's a good idea for us to jump over candlesticks or any type of fire. You know, we do learn a lot about fire safety these days, don't we? Many of us practice fire drills in our homes. We know where the nearest exits are. We know how to call 911 if we need help. And some of us know how to use a fire extinguisher, like this one. That's right. We have, yeah. So we try to be safe. Why? Well, so we can have good health, so we can live well, and so we can even live longer. So we don't play with fire, we don't cross the street without looking, we wear our seat belts in our cars, we do lots of good things for safety. And yet, accidents still happen. So we still need to trust and depend on God for our ultimate safety. God's promise is to always be with us in the safe places and even in the unsafe places. Isaiah 43:2, this verse says, "You will pass through deep waters, but I, God, will be with you. You will pass through the rivers, but their waters will not sweep over you. You will walk through fire, but you will not be burned. The flames will not harm you." Now, this verse isn't telling us that it's just okay to go into deep water without preparing. It's just okay to walk through a fire. No, it's not telling us that at all. What it is telling us is that God is our ultimate safety. He is with us, and He will take care of us. Listen to these verses from Psalms. Psalm 27, verse 1, "The Lord is my light, and He saves me. Why should I fear anyone? The Lord is my place of safety, so why should I be afraid?" Psalm 32:7 says, "You are my hiding place. God, you will keep me safe from trouble." And Psalm 4 verse 8 says, "In peace I will lie down and sleep. Lord, you alone keep me safe." Now, I have a fire extinguisher in my house, but you know what? Knowing that I have this fire extinguisher in my house is not the safety procedure that helps me sleep at night. No, knowing that God protects me is the thing that helps me sleep at night. So, whether Jack can jump over a candlestick or not, and it's probably not something you should try at home, rather let's try to be safe at home, but let's remember that ultimately God is our protector. He does love and care for us, and He keeps us safe. So live with that today. That should bring you joy, and that should bring you peace. I wish for you a day filled with safety.